Welcome back to Digging Deeper with the Missourian. I'm Hannah Claywell, and this is News in a Minute. Let's get into this week's stories. The student employee minimum wage at Northwest is increasing from $10.30 to $15 per hour. Due to this, 30% of student positions are no longer available. Vice President of Culture Krista Barkus said the biggest concern that has emerged from this change is the effects it has on the university budget. We also have to just look within the budget and trying to figure out making sure that we don't impact employees financially, but also have to meet the current budget that we have, Barkus said. Each department on campus will individually determine where hours need to be cut in order to fit within the budget. There is no deadline for this. Next, Rosemarie Ward, the new provost, has officially moved into her office, beginning her position February 16th. She previously served as the special assistant to the provost at the University of Cincinnati in Ohio. Ward said she has spent most of her life living in college towns, and she loves the community they bring. She said she plans on being present in the Northwest community. I really mean that I'm here. I'm all in, and I want to get to know and support as many people as I can, and the best way to do that is to get to know you, Ward said. Finally, North Star Advocacy Center brought on its new director, Wyatt Williams, February 2nd. Williams is a Northwest alum where he was first employed by North Star as an intern. He was later hired as a victim advocate. He held that position until recently when he took on the director role. He said he plans to continue the positive impact the previous director made. I'm excited to see how I grow and expand as a communicator, as a professional, to find my leadership skills and to find out what I'm good at. And I couldn't do it in a better place with a more supportive community, Williams said. Now let's take a look at where the news has taken reporter Micah Stoley this week.
Despite the two different genres, these two performances have one major thing in common: the importance of human connection. I'm Micah Stoley with Digging Deeper, and I'm here at the Ron Houston Studio Theater, where actors are working to bring their characters to life. Let's take a closer look. The theater department at Northwest Missouri State University showcased two productions at the Ron Houston Studio Theater last weekend. The two shows, Treehouse and Hearts Like Fists, had auditions at the start of the semester and have been practicing since then. Remington Carter, director of Treehouse, said the cast put a lot of work into the production.
I'm so proud of them. They've put in so much work to make this show happen, and they've sacrificed so much of their time being here, and they're always willing to put in the extra work. They're always willing to go the extra mile for the ideas that I pitch, or just for the show in general. And I'm really thankful. Really thankful for them.
Treehouse follows the plot of Johnny, a 53-year-old man forced to relive the trauma he faced in his youth. While Johnny relives the events of his life as a 17-year-old, he can remember everything that happens before it does. This causes his friends and family to lose the idea of who their loved one once was. While the show has various jokes about living life as a 17-year-old, it also covers themes of loss, love, and self-identity. Hearts Like Fists tells a comedic story about a young woman who makes men swoon over her, battle with the decision to be with the man she loves, or to become a crime fighter to stop an evil supervillain named Dr. X. The show is centered around love and showcases various romances throughout the story, both good and bad. The main villain is desperately in love with one of the nurses working alongside the group of heroes, but she does not reciprocate those feelings, causing him to lash out at the world. Lizzie Clark, a first-year student portraying the leader of the crime fighters, said this show is all about love.
The show is about love, and all kinds of love: platonic love, romantic love, love of oneself. It is a journey of finding what love means to you.
The show balances very serious themes such as the dark side of love and morality, with lighter comedic scenes like asking out a crush only to have someone swoop in at the last second and kiss them. Corbin Horton, the director of Hearts Like Fists, said the show aims for a more lighthearted tone.
I knew I wanted to do a comedy, something that would be fun and entertaining for an audience. And I also wanted to pick something especially for a younger audience, because I think that that's a market that is not often geared towards in the theater. So I wanted to pick something that especially the college kids could come and actually have fun.
And that's going to be curtain call on my segment of Digging Deeper. I'm Micah Stoley, and I can't hog the spotlight all day, so let's go back to the studio. Thank you.
Welcome back to the interview portion of Digging Deeper. In this segment, I'll be getting the inside scoop from the reporter of the top story each week. For this week's interview, I'll be talking to news editor Anna Bailey, who wrote about the campus Chick-Fil-A. Welcome, Anna. Could you tell me what's happening to the Chick-fil-A on campus?
It's closing. And so pretty much what this means and the reason is that the corporation announced earlier last semester that they are changing their licensing to a owner-operator-led model. Most of the standalone locations already operate under this, but because the Chick-fil-A on campus is a non-traditional model, as in it is licensed through a third provider and located within another building, it doesn't fall under this licensing model, and so it's going to be closing at the end of this semester in May.
So what was your process in finding sources for this story?
So, of course, I had to think about, obviously, I want to talk to Chick-fil-A. That's going to be a challenge because they are a large corporation, they're national, we're in Missouri. Of course, that's a challenge. I emailed them and I was lucky enough to get a response, and they sent me a pretty standard just quote I could use in the story, which was really great. And then, of course, I talked to our local Sodexo manager, Casey Benton. He was very kind to let me sit in with him, have a conversation, and so he was my main source for the story.
There was a lot of information that you could have included in this story. How did you find what to focus on?
It's important to really focus on the local aspects. Students are going to be wondering, why is this happening? When is it happening? And what is going to be the outcome? I don't need to go into the licensing model details. Of course, I'm going to tell them what it is, but I don't need to go into why Chick-fil-A decided to do this on a national level. I don't need to go into kind of details like that, that if the reader is interested in learning even more, they can do that. But our audience is local, and that's what I need to focus on.
So with this type of story, there are obviously a lot of unanswered questions still. Will there be a follow-up story?
Yes, it's likely that this follow-up story will happen when a decision is made for what will replace the Chick-fil-A, because of course we would cover that. And yes, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and I made sure that in my story I made it clear that those questions are unanswered because nobody knows right now, not that we're not answering them or Sodexo's not answering them, it's just nobody knows. And so there will be a follow-up, and this will likely come when a decision is made.
Okay, well, thank you so much for all this amazing information. For more stories like this, make sure to check out nwmissourinews.com or pick up a paper from one of the stands around campus. I'm Hannah Claywell, and thank you for watching. See you next week.